all is peaceful in Libya. At least that's what Muammar Gaddafi says.
It is a repressive system. It is a totalitarian system. It is an authoritative system. What I mean by that, it's a system where there is near total lack of freedom of speech, freedom of thought.
So just recently we had an international effort to intervene, and we have currently a no-fly zone, but a UN Security Council resolution that allows for much more than that if necessary to protect civilians.
If there is a small chance, do you think that Gaddafi will step down without any kind of force, or do you think he's going to have to be forced out of power?
Well, all the signals at the moment seem to be suggesting that there's a restlessness among his supporters,
Right.
who are beginning to jump off the edge of the ship.
Today, yesterday, more and more members of Gaddafi governments have defected.
In the past, I think a lot of us would have really cringed at the prospect of, given Iraq
Right.
of humanitarian intervention, quote unquote humanitarian intervention. In this case, I think there's quite a bit of evidence that this was, in fact, primarily motivated by a humanitarian kind of motive or impetus. In terms of arming rebels, I mean, it's very tricky.
Right.
I mean, you never. I think historically, whenever the U.S. is arming rebels, U.S. interests get in the way, and it becomes very problematic. And in the end, the outcome is not a very humanitarian one.
Do you think there's been like a student impact here at SIS, or how's it affected the department at all? Has it?
Oh yes, I mean it is in my classes, my students definitely. This is a very important event.
It is, like any good example of a crisis, a real good learning tool in the classroom.
There's a lot happening that's very relevant to what we discuss here at SIS, particularly some of the courses I'm teaching. And there's a lot of paradigm shifts going on, I think, for IR, for human rights, and for studies of the Middle East and the Muslim